What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get. Today, we're going to be doing a brand new album reaction to Mitski called Laurel Hill. This is going to be a new lane for me since I've never reacted to a Mitski song in my whole life. In fact, I haven't even heard of her until this year. I know that she's an indie pop star who's been around for nearly a decade at this point, who got her start in 2012. My friend Triple Nine tells me that she opened up for Lorde on the Melodrama tour, which is pretty cool. And really, that's all I know. This is legit my very first time delving into any material that she's put out, which is very new for me on this channel. So why don't we see what's going on with Mitski? First things first, I do want to shout out Ben Eels for correctly guessing my Kylo reaction from last week. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I also want to give a shout out to Jess and Zena of Trans Girl Therapist, who are currently supporting me on Patreon, which you guys can do yourselves. The link is going to be on screen. Thank you so much for helping me with my channel, and I couldn't be more appreciative. And now, let's get into Laurel Hell. Track number 1, Valentine, Texas. Getting a little ominous feel from this record. I love how she sort of like enunciates her words to like really give them weight. And there you just have a surprising drop kick in. There's a bit of elegance to this sound. It's very dark, but it also feels just very sort of like sophisticated. So I'm getting a lot of like desert sort of imagery with like dancing coats, dancing ghosts in the sand, and dust devils. Yeah, because like when you watch them from underneath, they just feel so ginormous, and you're sort of like gazing at the view. Okay, so Valentine, Texas. What a unique way to open up a record. I was just sort of talking to the camera at one point, and then bam, it just comes right in with like the bombastic production. So from what I'm reading, like the song actually is about a certain town in Texas called Valentine. And apparently one of its notable features is like this Prada store that's in the middle of nowhere. That's used for photo shoots sometimes. So you know what? I think that's where all the desert imagery comes in, with like sand and dust devils. It's just her singing about how this town is just smack right in the middle of nowhere, and you just have all this dust surrounding you. But yeah, some of these lyrics are very, very sort of well written and profound. Something that, you know, you kind of have to really like decipher yourself. But yeah, it's very descriptive. I enjoy it very, very much, and it's a good way to open up the record. Track number 2, Working for the Knife. I'm pretty sure this song was released as a single for the album because, you know, it has a lot of streams on Spotify. But let's see what it has to offer. Okay, I'm liking some of this production with like the tambourines and everything, and the glass tapping. I mean, I would love to make my own movie. I mean, that is if Hollywood picks up my scripts. Ooh, that electric guitar shredding. Like, damn. So chaotic. I mean, come on. I'm sure you can, like, come up with something good, win that Oscar someday. Aw, don't say that about yourself. I'm sure people still want you around, even though I barely knew you before this year. Ooh! I love that sound. Ooh! Ooh! Yeah, nothing has really changed within my life. Not even with age. Yeah. That feels like a lot of days that I go through personally, just with the crushing feeling of defeat that I can't change anything about my life. Okay, so that was Working for the Knife, and I sort of like what that song is going for. It's her just like soaking in all of the misery that she's been facing in her not so long, but still feels pretty long life. And I think when she sings about working for the knife, it's her singing about how she's sort of like slaving away as the days pass by, and it's almost like she's just working so hard on something that she can't really achieve, and she's just waiting for the day that, you know, the Grim Reaper takes her, and then it'll all feel like for nothing. It feels like she just wasted her life away. But yeah, I do sort of like how they structure it as a somber tune, and how They really make you sort of feel the drudgery of life. I can see why that one might have been released as the lead single. It has a lot going for it. Track number 3, Stay Soft. Ooh, I love the funk on this one. Ooh, I love that piano. Love the piano. She really seems to like singing about knives. Knives Out, maybe? You're gonna write a song dedicated to the movie? Ooh, love the snapping effects right there. Yeah, this has like a real sort of like old school vibe to it. Something that you would probably hear within the 80s. Ooh, I love how silent this part is right here. You just have the drums and Lauren and Mitski's voice. I almost called her Lauren. Yeah, I'm stoked about Staying Soft. Honestly, this kind of puts me in like a little dancing sort of mood. I could be on the dance floor just like busting a move. Okay, so that was Stay Soft. That one had a nice little energy to it. From what I'm reading from the lyrics, it's her singing about the ability to be vulnerable and sort of really wear your feelings on your sleeve. She's singing about how sometimes you need to like be soft with people, but sometimes your natural instinct is to like get hard or like, you know, really like toughen up. You know, sort of build this barrier for your emotions to sort of like not be freed from. But yeah, I sort of like what's really going on with this song. It has really great production going for it, and yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to revisit. Track number 4, Everyone. Okay. Tempo is pretty slow on this one. She has really slow singing right now. She keeps singing about darkness on this record, and you see that word constantly pop up within every single song. It seems to be like a major theme going on here. Kind of like how pokey the beat is. Oh, the voice is escalating a bit. It's amplifying. She's just giving into the darkness. She's just allowing herself to fall within such an ugly sort of pit. I actually kind of like that line. She's like, I didn't know what the darkness would take from me. I mean, it takes a lot out of you when you sort of like give up on life. You have no idea just how far you can fall. Ooh! Ooh! Ooh, those pianos. Wow! Oh my god. And it slowly decrescendos. You sort of fade away. Okay, so that was Everyone, and I actually kind of like that one. It's her singing about what appears to be like a very dark time in her life, and she just opened herself up to it, and honestly, it just took a toll on her, and she just doesn't feel like she should be subjecting herself to that. And I just love how the track just sort of like has this very slow tempo to it, as if it really wants you to absorb just how miserable she felt during that time. And of course, it sort of like escalates as it keeps going, and it really just builds up to this huge finale with like those pianos, and damn, I just can't get over those pianos. But yeah, I did have fun with that one. And it's going to be yet another song that I am thrilled to return to. Track number 5, Heat Lightning. We got another very sort of like dark, murky sort of sound. Ooh, I think I'm hearing a bit of a backup vocalist right there. Sort of blends very well with Mitski's voice. Ooh! Ooh! Really building up there. Oh, and then the piano comes in. Ooh, I kind of like that techno sound that comes in right there. Anemone from Finding Nemo. There's just such a hopeless feeling to these lyrics. And she conveys it so well. Okay, so that was Heat Lightning, and yeah, that one just felt so beautiful with its sound. Yeah, and with that song, it just felt so hopeless. Like, I used that word when the song was playing, but like, you just kind of get a feeling of hopelessness from what she's singing about. And that just feels like, you know, it's very crushing. And I sort of like love all this imagery that she uses to describe the scene. Sleeping eyelid of the sky flutters in a dream, watching it from my doorstep. Like, yeah, you just picture the scene beautifully, and it's just right there in your brain. Yeah, I think I really vibed with that one, and yeah, it really does have great sound to it. Track number 6, The Only Heartbreaker. Ooh! Right out of the gate, we have great drumming and some synths. Ooh, and I love that guitar riff right there. Oh, so tasteful. And there's just such a wistful tone to this chorus right here. Yeah, you'll just see just how much I fail and how much I fuck up in this twisted game of love. Yo, the fucking guitar right there. What the fuck? Ooh. These melodies right here. They just get to you. They just... right for the hearts. Go right for the hearts. Okay, so that was The Only Heartbreaker, and oh my god, that one felt more 80s than some of the other songs. I just love the quick tempo that it has, and the way that Mitski just belts out those notes, and some of the synths that she relies on are just so beautiful. The drumming as well. With this song, it appears that she's singing about how she feels like she's going to be the one to make all the mistakes in the relationship, and how she's going to let her partner down, and they'll just be on the sideline just watching how much they blow up spectacularly. The song really does have a pessimistic energy to it, and it really does give you an insight into how Mitski feels when going about entering new relationships. But yeah, that one felt very, very fun. I had a good time with that one, and yeah, it's a great song to party to and a great song to cry to, so I think Mitski did great there. Track number 7, Love Me More. Ooh, okay, this one has a little bit of a tempo going on for it. I mean, yeah, all that loneliness could really, like, get to you, get to your head. I mean, sometimes it can get really agitating to not reflect on old bad memories. Yeah, like, I need all the love I can get to feel good about myself. Like, there's not enough love I can't be on. Ooh, ooh, I love this piano right here. Love the piano. The piano adds so much. And I kind of like that sort of, like, chaotic feeling to the piano in, like, the last few seconds. It, like, really adds to the misery. I mean, that's how life works. Day after day after day, you have to, like, figure out how to navigate your feelings. Like, clean me up. I made a mess out of myself, and I need you to clean me up. Like a freaking spilled juice on the floor. Love that groupie beat right there. So great. Okay, so that was Love Me More, and that one I did really like a lot. There was a lot of energy going on for it with, like, its beats and, like, the simple tapping and Mitski's vocals just sort of, like, keeping up with the fast pace. I think the song is pretty straightforward. It's her singing to her partner about how she wants to really, like, get this overwhelming feeling of love to help build up her self-esteem. She has a few regrets in the past and she doesn't want to repeat them, and with this new partner, she feels like she can be a new girl, but she needs all the love she can get. And I think that's about as far as the song meaning can go, but yeah, it's still fun nonetheless. Track number 8, There's Nothing Left for You. Ooh, this calming synth right here is just amazing. I'm getting the feeling that she's singing the song to herself and not like a significant other. Like, just try and, like, really, like, become a better person. Like, really, like, try to better yourself. Ooh. Yo. Those melodies are so tranquil. Ooh, and that splash of cymbals with the drums. Just so epic. Yo, that, like, the way it just sort of, like, cuts out right there. Oh, I love it. Okay, so that was There's Nothing Left for You, and that one was a very sort of calming track. I really liked how they made you feel like you're floating on a cloud, or like you're in this state of calmness and you're just sort of like in a peaceful zone in a way. I really do get the sense that Mitski is sort of singing this song to herself. She's telling herself that you have significant others that really want the best in you, and they want to be with you and they want to make you happy, and you really need to sort of like really put your all into it for them, and it just feels like a really nice message to sort of like, you know, connect with in a way. Yeah, that one was pretty calming. I like the tone and feel of that one, and maybe I'll use it to meditate. Track number 9, Should Have Been Me. Ooh! This one sort of has like a cheerful vibe to it. She has no one to communicate with about her feelings. Ooh! 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 I love how this chorus is structured. Like, really gets you into it. There's like a lot of tragedy displayed within this sound, but the joyous tune it gives just really contrasts with it. And this synth is fucking awesome. Ooh! 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 Those little piano keys right there. Really playing with me, and there they are again. Ooh! 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 This guitar is great. It just puts me in such a good spirit. Just a great fucking spirit. Ooh! 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 Yo! Producer! Producer, you really playing with me. Okay, so that was Should Have Been Me, and holy shit. Like, I love the production of that one. Like, wow. They really put their all into that one. In fact, I think I spent so much time focused on the sound that I didn't really focus on the lyrics too much. From what I'm seeing, it's her singing about how she didn't put enough effort into like pursuing a romance or like really trying to like make a connection, and how she should have like maybe like tried a little bit harder. And yeah, and she sort of has like regrets over not putting in enough effort, and yeah, and it really just shows within these lyrics. This song just puts you in a good spirit. Like, wow, like, oh, I can't get over how well that sounded. I am going to love revisiting that one. Track number 10, I Guess. This has such a heartbreaking energy to it. That deep self-reflection can really hurt, and the regret can especially sting. I mean, she's still very young and trying to navigate how to, like, go about a romance. Ooh, the way they play with their vocals right there, I like it. Okay, so that was I Guess, and yeah, pretty sad tune right there. It's Mitski singing about how she feels as if she needs to become a different person now that the relationship has gone south, and she might need to do some deep self-reflection and think about some of the ways that she kind of acts. I kind of like this part at the end where she says thank you to like this supposed ex, and how she feels as if she's going to learn a lot from the relationship. Production-wise, it's very silent, it's very quiet in the way it presents itself, and for a song like this, I think it's warranted. But yeah, that one was pretty good. And let's see how Mitski is going to close out this record. Track number 11, That's Our Lamp. Ooh. Alright, we're going to get one more 80s throwback. Ooh, the drumming! The drumming! Ooh! Ooh, my God. I love that drumming. Love these vocals right here. Love the echo they project. Pretty cool. These trumpets are just so good. I love them. And I kind of like this festive energy that's happening on the outro. It's sort of like a nice little way to wrap up the listening experience. Okay, so that's Our Lamp, and yeah, pretty good closing track for Laurel Hell. From what I'm reading from the lyrics, it's her singing about how the light shines on both of them when they're together, and whenever the two of them are with each other, that's when their relationship shines the best. And yeah, I think that's a really good way to encapsulate what you're going for with this type of song. It has a really big party energy to it, which is why I think I could hear people cheering towards the end, and that is pretty creative. But yeah, it's her sort of acknowledging how relationships can sometimes be a struggle, but when the two of you work together, you can really bring out the best in one another and really make good lives for yourself. So I appreciate that, Mitski. And on that note, I think I'm going to take a break. I'm going to let the record sit with me. I'll listen to it a second time, then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts. So bear with me. All right, I am back, and I'm ready to give you my final thoughts on Mitski's Laurel Hell. So how did I fare as a first-time listener? Well, I have to say that I'm rather impressed by what I listened to. I can tell that she's had years of experience in the indie pop scene because she's been able to build up such a strong skill set. Some of my favorite cuts are whenever she's making an 80s throwback like Should Have Been Me or The Only Heartbreaker. Her sound definitely has a classic feel to it. The softer and slower songs are also very much appreciated. They make you feel like you're walking on a cloud or through a mystical forest during nighttime. But of course the lyrics are worth addressing too. We see her singing about themes of regrets and reformation. It seems that Mitski has been through so many personal journeys, and she's sort of reflecting on the pain that she's endured throughout her life. More specifically, her love life. She's constantly singing about darkness on the album, which could symbolize the mental health issues that she's struggled with. And those struggles are conquered when she's with her partner, and the light is overtaking them. Maybe that's one pitfall to getting into Mitski's music very late into her career. I couldn't witness the special journey that she went on during her decade-long career. Still, this is a very calming yet saddening album, and I think it's done enough to convince me to get into her discography. I give Laurel Hell an 8.5 out of 10. My favorite tracks would have to be Should Have Been, The Only Heartbreaker, and There's Nothing Left For You. My least favorites would have to be Working for the Knife and Heat Lightning. And I think that just about does it. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this album listen. This was a great one, and I had a lot of fun with it. If you want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Twitter, my Twitch, and my TikTok. The links are going to be in the description. And be sure to check me out on Patreon as well. You can give me some great support in return for some great rewards. But I think that's where we're going to end it. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you're able to soak up those drops. Take care.